strategic innovation, you know, we're in 20 countries. Our biggest country is South Korea, and so we lead with South Korea. Those guys are very online, very connected, and believe it or not, what we just developed is actually a mobile website, and we just developed a loyalty program that we launched in January this year. It's a sort of a mileage program that you build up eating at Outback Steakhouse, and you have your membership card and you swipe it just like at your local grocery store. And that's given us, we have 500,000 members so far, and it's given us a tremendous amount of data. You know, when you run a restaurant, people come in, eat, and they pay and they leave. You don't really know who they are, not like a credit card company, not like a bank or a telephone company. We don't know our customers unless we figure out a way to track them. And so that's been a big deal for us in Korea, and we'll look forward to sort of mining that data. That's a big deal for us. Well, you know, what we're trying to do with that is identify our high-value customers, right? So that we started segmenting that database in nine blocks. And we realized that our high-value customers, in terms of frequency and spend, account for only 1% of our total customers. So we want to go after those guys and really, you know, take care of them, and then also look at the habits and usage sort of quirks, if you will, of the surrounding groups, and figure out how can we push them into that high-value cube, if you will, of the matrix. If they're high in spend and low in frequency, we'll go after them with frequency builders. If they're low in spend but high in frequency, we'll figure out a way to increase the spend per visit, right? So the good part about answering that question is we'll actually know what to do about it. You know, in the past we go, well, let's do a promotion, right? This time we'll know what to do with them. Well, this country is very discount driven, so people have a lot of discount cards. For example, if you're the equivalent of an AT&T customer in Korea, you will have a card that identifies you as a AT&T customer, and that card will give you access to discounts with you know, millions of retailers. And we looked at that and said, you know, we're honoring those discount programs, and our partner is collecting all the customer information. Why don't we create our own card, our own program that builds our brand as opposed to building our partner's brand? So that's sort of how the whole thinking came about. Well, you know, we have a core menu that's you know, sort of, we got to be Outback Steakhouse whether we're in Korea or Japan or Cleveland, right? So we have a certain core menu. In Korea, they eat a lot of pasta, tremendous amount of pasta. They like the ribs. Ribs is on everything. We got some special Korean cuts, like duck galbi and things like that. So, you know, sort of cater to Korean tastes. But if you go there, it look like a regular a regular Outback Steakhouse. What we did, I joined in 2007 and took a look at Korea and realized that they love celebrities. It's a celebrity culture. They love to track these guys, and so we, in cooperation with our agency, we work with McCann in Korea. We found a celebrity, a local celebrity who used to be a model. He's now a soap opera actor, and we built with him in the lead stories around the food. For example, stories that reflect young people's like common life situations, like a blind date. So he's involved in a blind date with a girl, and there's a lot of circumstances around how the food plays into this blind date. And Koreans love their celebrities. They love storytelling. Soap operas are huge in Korea. So we built sort of a soap-style story around our food offering, our limited time offers, with the celebrity in the lead, and just this is a game changer. What we have in Korea is a very value-driven group of young females that is our core target, And in Korea, we're a family restaurant. That's the category. And there's no drinking. And we have everything available, but our share of sales on alcoholic beverages in Korea is 3%. In Brazil, it's almost 30. Yeah. In Brazil, we cater to a high socioeconomic segment of young people, skewing female, but very 50-50, who spend a lot of time socializing and drinking a lot of beer and eating a lot of cheese fries and blooming onions. And in Korea, we don't even have the blooming onion on the menu anymore because they just wouldn't eat it. So completely different target, completely different way of using the restaurant. I mean, we build restaurants in Korea now, we don't even have a bar. In Brazil, everything happens around the bar. So, and Brazil sales are through the roof. We're double-digit up every month versus last year, and no end in sight. Very, very different. People use Outback to socialize in a certain way. They use their local churrasquerias, the meat restaurants that are typical to Brazil, for family get-togethers. They use Outback for adults to socialize. Very, very few kids at Outback in Brazil. So they use us very differently, and there's no competitor. Applebee's has few restaurants. Beyond that, we're on our own. So it's a phenomenal situation for us there. Well, what Koreans do is they're online all the time. They're connected. I mean, they watch TV on their phones walking down the street. So their system is very stable, very strong, but they don't use it necessarily for socializing as much. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we get it. So they're online, right? They're on sites and using portals, and they use it basically to access information. So we are really working hard to push information out. They're also very vocal, coming back to us, but it's not a huge social thing. All right. In Brazil, it's just starting. It's just starting, and the internet usage is high among our user group, but they're not as connected. So it's going to be quite a few years before, we see all the social media and all this stuff happening in Brazil. But until then, I think we're doing just fine. I mean, we actually, with our latest commercial campaign, we're over in Australia filming the commercials. At the same time, we filmed 1 hour long sort of reality show episodes that we run between our commercials. So we have 1 hour long. So we created content for the TV stations where we air our commercials. We actually created content for them to run as a program. So, we do webisodes as well, but we actually did true TV content as well, sort of around the commercials in Korea, and they love it. They love it. Well, I spent a decade with Coca-Cola, so that's how I found Atlanta, and loved Atlanta. I never wanted to leave, and I do international because I like to, because I am international, and that's sort of where Sweden is about as neutral as Switzerland, so we sort of get along with everybody. We don't make anybody angry, so it's sort of an easy deal for me to travel the world and get things done. Out of school, I joined Coca-Cola, and that's what it's all about, really. Beyond the brand, there's really not much to Coca-Cola. So, I mean, it's it's something you connect with. It's something that you feel, and new Coke. I mean, told the story, right? And I joined Coke right after that, and just was, awed by the place this brand has in people's hearts, and sort of thought about brands as something that's a lot more than stuff you buy. It's something people connect with. So that was an eye-opening experience.